Hey guys, Stephen Foertsch here with MPPOA's Legal Defense Fund. I wanted to check in with you guys on a couple of updates. First is that we were informed last week that LELS is leaving our Legal Defense Fund effective June 9th. This decision is unfortunate and, quite honestly, a huge mistake. We were asked to look into this. We did. We came back and we told them this is a mistake. We said, look, all of the decisions on these cases is going to be made out in California. It's going to be made by either a California legal administrator or a California board of trustees. And this Minnesota officer, this guy on trial, is going to be one of 150,000 members that they have throughout the country. And these decisions need to be made quickly. I can think of a number of times where we had to make quick decisions that changed the course of a case. And we have serious concerns that we are going to be able to do that if everything is being managed out in California. I mean, once it's out there, we have zero control over these decisions and over the representation that our officer is going to receive. Things here for us in Minnesota are unique. We've been through more than any other state has with regard to law enforcement. And we know what these cases need, the resources that they need. We know how to beat these cases. But what happens when we're dealing with them and they don't? What happens when we lose that control? It's a huge concern. And that reason right there, in my mind, is enough to not make the move. We explained that our plan is what's called an acts occurring plan. If the officer was a member of our plan when the act occurred, if they are charged anytime later, if they leave our group, whatever, as long as they were a member at the time of the act, they're subject to coverage under our plan. Under their plan, that language does not exist. That same language is not there. And we had conversations and we asked, and they will cut off coverage even in the middle of a case if somebody leaves. So what happens if somebody leaves and years down the line a civil suit comes up or a criminal prosecution comes up? What is California going to do with that? And we have serious concerns that our member would be left swinging in the wind. And that to us was absolutely unacceptable. We then discussed the change with our attorneys and the move. Independently, they all came to us and they all said that this is not a good idea. They had serious concerns that they would be able to effectively represent their client under this particular model and that their client would get the resources that they need if they have to go out to California to ask for it. I mean, right now we have a relationship of trust where I know these lawyers, they know me, and they know not to ask for something if they don't need it, and I know that if they're asking for something, they need it. Any legal defense fund is only as good as the lawyers providing the legal defense. And without them, this was simply not tenable. We then took these concerns, among others, and we brought them to the leadership over there at LELS, and we explained it to them and tried to convince them that this was not the right move. Unfortunately, they didn't listen, and they voted, and they decided, membership didn't vote. They decided, they voted to leave, and it sucks. I don't understand it. I don't understand why, but they're leaving. So what do we do about it? Now, I've heard from a lot of you, many of you LELS members who have serious concerns about what this means for your legal representation, your legal protection. So what we did is our board of trustees, our Minnesota trustees, got together and they made a tweak to our plan document that essentially allows anyone who wants to be a part of our plan to be a part of our plan. And it's a really important tweak to a clause in our plan called coordination of benefits. And essentially what that clause said is if you are covered by another plan, we cannot cover you. So the trustees changed that. So now you members, LELS members who didn't really have a choice and now you're covered by another plan, you can elect to still be a part of our plan. Now this change, this tweak is really important. One, because of course it allows you to still be covered by, the fund that you trust, that you know. but also because this coordination of benefits clause, the same clause exists in the California plan, the PORAC plan document, which essentially says if you are covered by another plan, PORAC California will not cover you. So LELS members need to know that, and you need to ask questions. You need to reach out and see if their trustees will make that change. Otherwise, you end up paying for a service that you can't use. Regardless what California does, if you want to be a part of the MPPOA Legal Defense Fund, if you want to have the same coverage that you've had, you can. And our local trustees made that happen. Minnesota cops looking out for other Minnesota cops. They made that vote, and they did it quickly. Just reach out to Danica. She can take care of you. If any of you have any other questions, reach out, give me a call, give me a text, give me an email. I'm happy to chat with any of you anytime. We're here for you. Stay safe.